you guys. This is Gage. Say hi, Gage.
Hello.
My name is Cricket Howells, and I am a wellness advocate with doTERRA Essential Oils, and I just wanted to get on here today and have Gage help me out as well. We get a lot of concerns and questions about how do I use the oils when I don't feel really well and my kids don't feel really well. And most people are really confused about that and how they get started. So personally, I use the top 10 oils, which are all in the Family Physician Kit. It has just been renamed to the Family Essential Kit. It looks like this. And these are your top 10. So you can look that up online, or I'll probably put it in the post so that you know. And basically, I wanted people to know that it's actually pretty easy to do. I think a lot of people, it's when they don't really know where to start, and if we just kind of condense it to the top 10, and we pretty much are able to deal with most of our issues in our home with the top 10, just the top 10. So as far as feeling like, okay, we have, gosh, over 70 oils in doTERRA, and everyone just gets so overwhelmed with the process of where do I start and what do I need? Just start with your top 10, you guys. They covered about 80 to 90% of what you are going to deal with in your home. So Gage, I want you to help tell everybody, because I want people to know that this is actually pretty simple. Gage, how old are you?
6.
You were 6. Okay. And Gage is usually able to put most of the oils on and basically identify what he needs whenever he doesn't feel very well. So we are going to have Gage show us what do we do, which oils do we start with when we don't feel very well. And since this is live, I have no idea what he's going to say. So we'll see. Hopefully you'll see that it's relatively simple for a 6-year-old and that he can figure it out over time, so any of us should be able to do the same. All right, so where do we start, Gage? What do we usually put on when you don't feel very well? Okay, Correctex is one of them, but what is something else that we usually do first? What's this?
Flu Balm.
Flu Balm. So basically, I've shown in another video how to make one of these. This is basically your immunity support balm, or some people will call it a flu balm. And what do we do with this, Gage? Can you show them?
We put it on our bottom of our feet.
That's right. So you want to show them how you do it? Throw your foot up there. Take off your sock. Let's see how flexible you are. And go ahead and put it on.
Can I go?
So like right here in the arch. No, right here. Yeah, right there in the arch is usually pretty good. And just a couple of swipes is fine. And then what do you do with it?
Then you close it.
And then you kind of rub it in. Yeah, kind of rub it in. So that's what we do, first of all. And then what else do we do, Gage, out of this stuff here? What do we usually do? That's right, Onguard Beadlets. So I don't know if you guys have heard of Onguard Beadlets. They are little, here, we'll go ahead and take them out. They're basically Onguard, which is the immunity blend. But they're in tiny little beadlets. So I guess I should have mentioned, I'm jumping all over the place, and I have a tendency to do that. Let's go back to the flu balm really quick, or the immunity support balm. Basically, there are 5 of the top 10 oils in this, and they are to help build up your immune system and help you kick whatever you're dealing with. So I do have another video that I have made that shows you how to make one of these. You can just go to my YouTube channel to get that. But basically in here, just real quickly, I will do 15 drops each of frankincense, lemon, Onguard, oregano, and Melaleuca. It will fill the bottle to about here, and then I will fill the rest with fractionated coconut oil. All right? So that is why I do the flu balm. This is instrumental to me for everything that anyone in our family is dealing with. As soon as they sneeze or... Yes, we will show them that next. Once, when they're dealing with anything even remotely not normal, I tell them quickly, go put on the flu balm or the immunity support balm, and they go ahead and rub that on the bottoms of their feet, and then I ask them to go take their beadlets, and so these are the beadlets. So again, they're really small. They're basically Onguard oil in little beadlets that they can take internally. So there is a lot of power in being able to take oils internally. So, and if you guys are saying anything on here, I'm sorry, I'm kind of like not responding to any of that. I'm just going to start with this first. But if you guys do have questions or anything, feel free to put them in the post and I will get back to you on that as well. All right, so the beadlets, I will usually give them 1 or 2. And what do you do with those, Gage?
You eat them.
Okay. And swallow them. Okay. Now, the reason I do the beadlets is on doTERRA also, so we have 3 ways with Onguard. Onguard is, again, our immunity support blend, so it's super, or protective blend, super powerful for maintaining our immunity, helping build us up, help us kick whatever we're dealing with. So we can take it topically, aromatically, which is like in this diffuser. Ooh, that's already going, and I actually have it in there right now because I'm trying to get sick as well. You can take them, and then you can take it internally. So internally, you have a couple of options. These Onguard protective softgels are awesome, and this is usually what I will take when I feel something coming on. However, they're capsules. Let me show them. So they are going to be, I mean, they're fine for me as an adult. They're this size, but for someone this age, our kids haven't really mastered swallowing capsules yet. So for the best way for me to get them to do that internally is just to take the beadlets. Now the beadlets are pretty strong because they're Onguard. Some of them will pop them in their mouth and just take them that way, or you can just swallow them with water. So this basically is my foundation for when any of us don't feel really well. So this is where we start, but then I like to figure out, okay, what is the issue that I am dealing with in general? Is it a respiratory concern? Is it a digestive concern? Does my stomach hurt, or am I having problems breathing through my nose? Any of that. Yes, good job, Gage. So let's just say it's a respiratory concern. So after I've given them these 2 things, we will usually look in our kit and see kind of like, all right, what is left that we can use? So, Gage, what do we usually put on your chest if you're not feeling very good right here? If you have a hard time breathing? Which one of these?
Any one of these?
Mm-hmm.
Breathe.
Breathe, that's right. So, Breathe is our respiratory blend. So if we are having any concerns, respiratory-wise, go ahead and open up your hand, Gage, and show them how you put that on.
That's Breathe.
So I'll usually say, okay, go ahead and put on your Breathe, or he'll get it himself, which is really nice. Go ahead, show them how. I know this is a novelty.
2 drops?
Yes, 2 drops will be fine. So 1 or 2 drops is usually,
sorry.
That's okay, all that you really need per application. So where are you going to put that?
On like this?
Yes,
on right here, and then breathe it in.
That's right, there you go. So we put it on our chest because it's respiratory, so that's where we would want to apply it. You kind of try to think where the problem is, and that's where you're going to topically apply it. And then yes, cupping it over your nose and just breathing it in to help clear your airways is how we would use Breathe. Now let's just say on top of that, when we're really not feeling well and we have the whole shebang, that usually means our stomach doesn't feel very well either. So if our stomach doesn't feel well, what do?
We do this oil.
Which one is that? Do you remember?
Yeah.
You trying to learn how to read? All right.
Onguard?
No, that one's not Onguard. Digestzen. Digestzen. Do you know where do we put Digestzen?
On your tummy.
On your tummy. That's right. Good job. So we still in here. So we're going to do a couple of drops and go ahead and rub it on your tummy. So Digestzen is for digestive concerns. So I will usually have them put that on as well. And I usually have them put the oils on because then it's on their hands and in their system. But regardless, it doesn't matter. Even if I'm applying it, then it's helping me from picking up whatever they have. Now, like I said, I am trying to get something. And so what I find usually with us, all right, calm down, please. Now let's calm down. I know you're very excited about this. When we don't feel very well, we actually start with all of this. And what we find normally in our family, and I'm saying there are definitely exceptions, but normally we're able to kick most of the symptoms of whatever we're dealing with in maybe 24 hours. Now, I would say that if we're having, maybe we're coughing a lot, All right, we've got some drama over here. Do you need to leave the room?
No.
Okay. If we're coughing a lot, I would say the cough usually hangs on a little bit longer than most of the other symptoms. So if you do find that, don't be discouraged. I still feel like we're able with the oils to cut the coughing down probably about half of what it normally would be, but it does seem to linger longer than most of the other problems. So when we do use the oils, we are able to get over the issues really, really fast. And then what I find, we'll talk about that later, what I find too is that we don't really pass it on from one to another very often. Usually one person will get it, we kind of get over it. Maybe the other ones might start with something, but nothing ever really comes full blown. We kind of stop it in its tracks. I said please stop.
Sorry.
Okay. So you're getting real live here, so.
Sorry, that's how big they are.
No, they're right here. This is what they are, and we'll show them next. I need you to sit quietly, please. Okay? So, where was I? All right, so we don't seem to pass it on from one person to another. I think one of the reasons, too, is that we're usually diffusing it during that time. So, all of us are receiving that benefit, and then as we're using the oils, too, and maybe I'm helping put it on him, I have the oils on my hands, so it's helping stop it for me. And I have so many friends that'll say, oh my gosh, it's been going on for 2 weeks, and now so-and-so has it, now I have it, and oh my gosh, it's been a couple of months, and I really feel like when we're using the oils, we just don't normally have that problem. It's just such a rarity for us to even have something kick in, but if it does, we're able to usually nip it in the bud really fast. All right, so I will look at the rest of my oils, okay? So usually when I'm, like I said, we're not feeling very well, I will look at all of the ones in my top 10, and looks like, yep, that's probably where I'm getting what I'm getting. And I will look at the top 10 and I'll say, okay, I want to use basically every oil in my top 10. And the reason I say that is when you're using a variety of oils, there's a synergistic effect that is way more powerful than just using one oil by itself. So try to be creative when you're doing this and try to use as many oils as you can. So let's just say, please stop, Gage. Please stop.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so let's just say that I am looking at this kit because that's where people kind of get confused and are like, oh my gosh, I have so many. Where do I start? All right, so when I think of, so I make this immunity support balm, okay? So I basically am going to take out those 5 oils because I'm using them, and I'm using them in a rollerball. So I'm going to take out Melaleuca, Frankincense, Oregano, and lemon and Onguard are on there, but I'm actually going to keep these in here because I'm going to use them in a different way too. So I've already used 3 of my 10 oils just in this little guy, okay? Then, remember we did breathe on the chest for respiratory issues, and then we did Digestzen on the tummy for digestive issues. So this leaves me with 5 different oils that I haven't actually officially used yet. So, what do I want to use? Well, I will usually use lavender, because this is really calming, helps with maybe restlessness or sleeplessness. So usually after I put all the oils on the little kiddo, I want them to rest. So they're usually going to be laying on the couch. I'm going to have the diffuser by their head, and I'm putting on all these oils, and I usually will put lavender on them as well because I want them to be able to rest and sleep it off. So when we put on lavender, Gage, do you know where we put that? You put on lavender sometimes to sleep, don't you? Where would you, do you remember where to put that one?
Lavender, like on your hair and back of your neck.
Yeah, back of your neck, exactly. So let's go ahead and put a couple of drops of that on. 1 or 2 drops. 1 drop actually services every cell in your body. So you really, doTERRA's oils are super potent. I'm not recommending this with any other particular brand. doTERRA's are potent, and they also do not have any synthetic fillers, which is extremely important if you're using this to help with your overall wellness. If you're using oils in general, kids are home from school. Yeah, go and get that. If you're using oils from another source, I can't promise what's in there, and you're usually just adding more synthetics to your body that we're really trying to avoid, and that is part of our problem. Hi, London. Welcome home from school. You want to be on our little live video? Do you have any oils that you have a favorite and you want to share with any of us? So lavender is the one that I will put on them next. Okay, so then we have Deep Blue, Onguard, Lemon, and Peppermint left. How would I use those? Okay, so Peppermint is what I would probably use next. So you guys probably notice when you're not feeling very well, you may have, you might be a little bit overheated, right? And we have some cooling issues that we're trying to deal with in our body. So if that is the case, I will usually use peppermint because peppermint helps cool us down. It also is really good if we have head tension. So if that's the case, peppermint is actually very strong. If it gets in your eyes, it becomes kind of a problem. Then the kids are really upset if they weren't before. So usually I will do this for the little ones, and I will actually put it on for them. I'll just do a couple of drops, Gage, and I'll rub it on the back, their back right here. I mean, normally this is where you're heated up, right? But I don't want it to get into their eyes, so I'm actually just going to rub it on their back. And then you can also rub it on the bottoms of their feet. They could do that as well. It just depends on the age of your child, and if you don't want it to get into their eyes. Peppermint is pretty much gets into all of our eyes at some point, and we kind of learn how to manage that. If it does, you use fractionated coconut oil. Where did I put my... fractionated coconut oil to dilute it from your eyes. Don't use water. It'll just make it worse. And you'll just put a couple of drops in your fingertips and then just kind of rub it over your eyes. All right. All right, so this leaves me with 3 oils left in my kit. So which one do I want to use? Okay, so we have Deep Blue. This one you may or may not use. This would be used if you have maybe joint pain or you're aching. This is something that you could put on. Sometimes, let me get the Deep Blue rub. This is another option. I use this a lot because I run and work out, and so I have sore muscles. But if you have joint pain or anything like that, the Deep Blue is great for that. And that might pop up when you're sick. I'm actually kind of feeling it right now. So that is how I would use the Deep Blue. Deep Blue actually is also really good for super intense head tension, like the kind that just blows your mind and you can't get any resolution from anything else. Deep Blue is another one that you might want to use for that. So that's leaves us with 2 oils left. And it does seem kind of overwhelming in the beginning. I'm not going to say that it isn't. But if you just start with these top 10, hopefully as you consistently use them, and know that I'm here. If you guys haven't gotten started with doTERRA, I would love to have you as part of my team. So please come to me with questions. I'll help you get started. And I'm here to help you on this journey as you learn until it becomes comfortable. All right? And it'll take some time. There's definitely a learning curve. But it is a process of one thing at a time. So, do you need to borrow something? Is that your favorite? Tell us which one's your favorite, London. This is London.
I like peppermint because lots of times we are in the car and I get car sick very easily. So this one is good. When you smell it, it can help you feel better.
So you put it on your stomach sometimes, or do you just put it in your hands?
I usually just smell it. I like to just...
Or just open the bottle and just...
smell it.
Awesome. Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Another great tip. All right, so I have 2 left in my kit. So one is lemon and one is Onguard. So let's just see. Lemon is already in my immunity blend, but I also like to put this in their water to help kill whatever's going on internally. And this is, lemon is very good for cleansing, all right? So if you do, he likes it in his water. Some might feel like it's a little weird tasting. It's not like lemon juice, so it's a little bit different, but I still like it. This one, it just says normally you dilute 1 drop in 4 fluid ounces of liquid. So again, very cleansing, and if you are going to do your oils internally, please make sure to put them in a glass or a stainless steel bottle. Do not put them in plastic. Many of the oils will eat the plastic away because they're so strong, and then you just end up drinking the petrochemicals that were in the plastic. So that's how I would use the lemon. So that leaves us with one last remaining option, and that is Onguard. So we have already talked about Onguard in the beginning, but I also want to make sure that as we have it in the Rollerball, we also have it in the Beadlets, and the capsules. But if they are not feeling well, I also make sure that I put it in the diffuser. Absolutely, it goes in the diffuser. This is super important to have during flu season. If you don't know what else to put in, just put in Onguard so that everyone can receive their benefit. Now, I also will add some other things with Onguard depending on what the situation is. So, let's say again we're having respiratory concerns and we're having a hard time breathing. So I will do Onguard, but then maybe I'll also do Breathe because that's for respiratory. Let's say it's bedtime and I also want them to sleep very well through this. I might also add in Lavender. So as I'm looking at my other top 10, I'm just trying to think which other ones would make sense. And these would probably be the top ones that I find we use the most in the diffuser when they're not feeling well. So when we have different diffusers, this particular one I like. It's the Aromalight with doTERRA. It has a year warranty on it, which is really, really nice. And it goes for 8 hours. And to me, that's super beneficial because if the kids are not feeling well, I don't have a lot of patience with getting up in the middle of the night and refilling the diffuser. I want something that's going to go all night long and help them. So in this particular diffuser, I will actually do maybe 4 or 5 drops of Onguard, 4 or 5 drops of Breathe, and 4 or 5 drops of Lavender. So I will do all 3 and I'll do like a full dose of each one of them. So that's what I will do with those. Now, he did hold up Correct-X. This is another one that I like to mention. We use this a lot. This is like a natural Neosporin. Neosporin or anything kind of like that, they have steroids in them. So we actually use this because I don't really want to be putting any additional steroids on me or my children. So I find that we end up using Correct-X for so many things. I just got a bug bite here, so I can put that on there. I have friends that put it on their wrinkles before they go to bed at night. If I'm picking myself, which I have a tendency to do all the time, I'll put this on as well. If you have really, really chapped lips, this is good for that. There's so many things that I just don't even know where to start. What other ways do you like Correct-X?
I like putting Correct-X on.
Do you have a sore, an owie, or a scratch?
Yeah, a sore and an owie and
something that doesn't work. Yes.
I like doing that.
Yes.
It was good for my eye when.
Oh yes, that's a very good point too. If you might have, London had a situation where she had a really red eye. We didn't really know what was going on. It wasn't pink eye or anything at that point, even though this would be good for that. But sometimes you just don't know what oils to put around your eye, and you don't want to put any oils in your eye. So we actually just put Correct-X around the eye so it doesn't get in. And we have had a lot of relief with different situations like that when our kids have something going on. So just keep Correct-X in mind. It's still one of the staples in our homes. Now, actually, I am due to do another bunch of oils. So I'm going to show you how I take the oils internally. All right, so hopefully you guys have heard of veggie caps. So doTERRA has these. They're not very much. I think they're, gosh, I don't know, $4 or $5. And there's 100 and something in 100 in these. Yeah, 100 veggie caps in here. So what's cool about this is you can actually, it looks like this, and you can actually open it up and you can put whatever oils you want into this and take it internally. So for the last couple of days, like I said, I've been feeling like something's coming up this way. I'm just thinking, okay, either the kids, they keep drinking out of my water bottle, or I've been running a lot and trying to probably pushing myself too much. And I ran in like 40-degree weather the other day in a tank top and for like 8 miles, and it was really freezing, and I probably got a cold that way. So in any case, wherever it came from, I don't usually get sick very often, fortunately, because of this. I usually feel pretty well, and so when it starts coming up, I get a little bit nervous. So my throat, first of all, started feeling a little bit not happy. And so usually if you guys do have a sore throat or throat irritation, yes?
When are we going to be done?
We will be done when I'm done explaining the basics. If you want to leave, you can leave now. You don't have to be here anymore. Since you showed us. Thank you so much for your help, Gage.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so if you have a sore throat, I'm supposed to be compliant. Throat irritation, or your throat does not feel very well. That's okay. So the top recommendations for that are lemon, Melaleuca, Onguard is a big one as well. Now what I love, and like I said, I'm not reading all of your things, so I'm sure you guys have so many other ideas, and I love that. Feel free to share on your posts what you use. These are usually the top ones that I see. Now, as many of you know, when you become part of our doTERRA family, we have an incredible Facebook page called Just the Essentials. Excuse me? Yes. We have an awesome Facebook page called Just the Essentials, and what's neat about it is you can actually, great, thank you. You can go on there and do research on any of the health concerns that you may have. So you can actually do a search on there, and I will add you once you become part of our family, our doTERRA family. And if it's throat irritation or soreness, I can do a search on there, and then I can see all these other people. We have probably 8,500 people on there at this time that use doTERRA, and you will be able to see how they use the oils. And to me, that's very, very beneficial, because I like to see how other people experience the oils and what ideas they have. We have great books that are awesome references, but I get so much more out of real life stories. So these ones come up a lot for your throat. So Onguard, Melaleuca, and lemon. And so what I would do is I would just open up each of these and I would rub it directly on my throat. Now you can also gargle with them, probably put them in water and do a shot. You can put them in the diffuser. I would put lemon if I have my throat hurts as well, along with these other oils that I talked about. I would also put lemon in there because lemon's a really good one for your throat. And then I will just put it in my hands and then I will just rub it right on the problem area. And I find that I'm able to kick it pretty well with that. We also have sore throat drops as well, Onguard ones. But just the oils directly on there is very helpful. Now, as you guys are using this and as you're using them to help when you're not feeling very well, please keep in mind that with the oils, it is about being persistent and consistent. It isn't really about popping a pill and waiting for 4 or 8 hours before you can take another one. With doTERRA, you can actually use the oils as needed in moderation. So it doesn't make any sense for you to do 30 drops, every 2 minutes. Instead, it's something 1 or 2 drops, maybe every couple of hours. So when we're not feeling well, I want to be consistent to try to kick it. And even though it might be tiring to do that in the beginning, it's actually extremely beneficial. And to me, it's worth it. I would rather put in that time for the day. One of the kids is home, they're not feeling well, and I will be home and I will just focus on making sure that they're oiled up most of the day. I'm getting oiled up as well, which is nice, and preventing it. But then what's so nice is it's pretty much over. In a day or two, it's not something that's going to go on for a couple more weeks and then keep getting passed on and on. So for me, reapplying it and taking that time is perfectly okay. So again, be consistent, be persistent. At least use it 3 times a day if you're not feeling well. If you have an issue that seems to be super ongoing, then I would also morning, noon, and night. Yes, we've got something going on. Great. Morning, noon, and night. Again, get into a regimen. Bye. Get into a regimen where you are being consistent and persistent. I don't know how many people I've had that will try it and they just get irritated after 1 or 2 tries and they will say, it didn't work for me. The oils, it's nah. Like, you've got to give it time. You can't expect, just like almost anything, if we want to lose weight, if we want to build up our endurance, if we want to, become better in school or a better athlete, it's about practice and it's about continuing and helping our body get used to this process. But what's so awesome is, again, I find that being consistent and persistent, it has helped our family so much in the last 2.5 years, and we hardly ever have the problems that we may have had before. And we find that a lot of our things go away. And so for me, it's worth it. I will continue to say that in 2.5 years, we have 5 children, and we've really only had to go to the doctor twice for something that I wasn't able to take care of at home. So to me, that empowers me as a mom, and it also teaches my kids a new way of taking care of themselves, and I'm creating a legacy for that. So I encourage all of you to jump on board with that and be patient with the process. So, all right, I rubbed that on my throat. I always go off on tangents, so I'm sorry. And then, all right, so basically I have I will take the Flu Balm, okay, because I definitely want them on. So I'm rubbing on the bottoms of my feet. Woohoo! And then for me, I feel again that it's very powerful to take the oils internally. So I am going to take, basically it's the Flu Balm, or excuse me, Immunity Support Balm, which is this, but I'm going to take that internally. And I know that sounds kind of gross. I'm not using the same thing that I use to rub on the bottoms of my feet, but I'm going to use basically the same oils. So I'm going to use oregano. Oregano is a natural antibiotic. It's super powerful at kicking almost anything. I know a lot of people will do oregano shots with water. Oregano is very, very hot, so I've done that before, but you're just like, ugh. Yeah, disgusting. So I think I would much rather take it in a capsule, and so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put oregano in a capsule, and then I'm going to put frankincense in as well. Frankincense is our king of oils. So pretty much whatever I use the oils for, I try to get frankincense in there because there are so many amazing benefits of that on a cellular level. It helps with mood and skincare and just everything. So I'm going to put frankincense in there as well. And then as far as having that discussion about how do we know what to use internally, I have mentioned this because I also have an Essential Oils 101 class that you can look up on my YouTube channel. But on doTERRA's bottles, you will actually see supplement facts on there if you can take it internally. This is really, really important because you'll also notice a lot of the oils on the market actually say do not take internally or not for internal use. So if you are wondering if they're safe to take internally, like this phone never dials, but okay. That's how you would know, is look for the supplement facts. So I'm looking at oregano and frankincense. What else would I want to take internally? I would want to take Onguard because I've taken the soft gels. I will take those, but I like to just add a little bit more, probably overdosing on Onguard, but super important to have Onguard because that's to help your immune system when it's shutting down like this. I also will do Melaleuca. This is also another natural antibiotic, and I want that in my capsule. We could do lemon, but I'm just going to start with those four. So I'm going to take my little capsule, and I'm going to start with my oregano, and I am going to just put, I think on this one, I never really know exactly how many drops to put in there, but I'm just going to do 3 for now. That's how many I can get in there. 1, 2, 3 of frankincense, Onguard, and Melaleuca. And then I'm going to put this little guy on there. And I literally did not bring my water. Hey Gage, do you mind getting my water, please? My water bottle?
What?
My water bottle's in the kitchen. Would you please get it for me, please?
Yes.
I also wanted to show you guys a capsule holder. Okay, this cool little thing is called a capsule holder. So if you do want to make a bunch of capsules all at once, you can actually take one of these and you actually put them all in there, and then you fill them all up so you have a bunch done all at once. And then sometimes some people, I haven't found that the oils eat these veggie caps, but if you do have that problem, thank you so much. You can put them in the freezer. Sometimes that'll hold it for you. But it's just a really super convenient way to have them all done at once. So that's your capsule holder. All right, so here is an example of the water bottle, one of the water bottles I use. And this is a stainless steel one. So I just made my little capsule, put it in my mouth. Bam, we're done. So I just took it internally. I also want to take my Onguard soft gels. And I'm going to take 2. What's it say on here? Take 1 or more soft gels as needed to promote healthy immune function. So what I love and what I like to mention about the soft gels that's different from Onguard in general, let me take these. So, and again, I'm trying to take, whenever I really think about it, at least every couple of hours I try to get in because I really want to kick this. As many of you guys know, we have a big half marathon in another week, and I want to at least be somewhat able to function and get through it. So I've got to get over this. With the Onguard soft gels, versus the Onguard oil versus the Onguard beadlets. What's the difference? So, unless I'm mistaken, for the most part, I know these are pretty much the same thing. Onguard is in these little beadlets that you can take, but the Onguard soft gels are even better than Onguard because they have Melissa oil in them. And for those of you that know anything about Melissa oil, it's very, very antiviral. So, looks like we've got a little guy joining us. Awesome. So I definitely want to take these even more than I would want to take just basic Onguard. So try to get these into your system if at all possible. So immunity support blend on the bottom of my feet, my Onguard soft gels, and then my veggie cap with my stuff so I could take it internally. And that's pretty much what I use. If I'm feeling a little achy, I'll throw on my Deep Blue Red. And I also want to mention Digestzen soft gels. Right now, my particular symptoms, I don't really have any digestive issues. My stomach feels fine. It's just like I feel something respiratory. So I'm not going to use these, but many people, when they don't feel well, actually have digestive concerns. So you can put Digestzen on your stomach and rub it on there topically, and then you can take the actual soft gels internally, so that they can help you internally. Again, there's something that different that happens in our body when we take it internally. All right. I think we've covered most of everything. I really should have been answering questions and stuff. I would like to put together down the road too a support group for those of you that are already on my team and for those that actually want to continue to learn more about the oils. And then we'll actually have a discussion where I can be there to help answer all the questions that you guys have. But if after listening to this, if you do have any other questions, please feel free to just post or message me, and we'll go from there. And we'll try to expand this out a little bit more. And then also let me know, I know I've had a few of you mention you want to know more about the Slim and Sassy line and how to use those. But if you guys have any particular questions and want me to kind of do a video on anything, please let me know, because we could go on and on forever and ever. So I think that's it. Thank you guys. Thank you, Gage, for participating. Thank you, London, for participating. Thank you guys for watching. And again, Cricket Howls with doTERRA. And if you're ready to get started, please message me. I'd love to have you part of my team. Have a great day. Bye-bye.